In the night of October 17th, a 23-year-old man posted a comment on HK Golden Forum. With the username Lee Xiu-ming, the man urged others to go to the occupied scenes in Mongkok immediately. He said, quote, "If we cannot take back Mongkok, let's block the MTR stations. It's the government who makes us do this." On top of that, he also asked protesters to occupy Long Wall Road, a major transport route in Central District. Little did he know his words would lead to police coming to his home the next day, and he was arrested for allegedly inciting unlawful assembly and using computer with dishonest intent. Here, I have talked to HKU law professor and practicing barrister Simon Yong about the case.
The police must prove that he has incited, meaning that he's encouraged someone to commit a criminal offense. You don't have to prove that he has actually caused someone to commit the offense, so long as the words he has used is capable of encouraging someone. And the most important element of this offense is that you have to prove that he intended that person to commit the offense. So if you mean it as only a joke, or if you only are intending to send a signal for people to gather in a particular place and not necessarily commit any offenses, then you haven't proven the offense. So it seems to me that this is, in this case, the most challenging part for the police and prosecution is proving the intention of wanting to incite someone to commit an offense.
HKGolden.com currently has more than 300,000 registered members. It's a Hong Kong version of Reddit or 4chan. It's full of parodies and jokes about local politics, and ever since the Occupy movement started a month ago, the discussion has been particularly heated. I talked to a 21-year-old market researcher, Jason Lau, who is also an active member in HK Golden.
I have been active in HK Golden Forum for I guess 4 to 5 years. From 4 to 5 years ago, they may talk about democracy, they may talk about universal suffrage. However, they start to rethink whether demonstration is a good way to fight for democracy, because it seems that it doesn't work. So they start to rethink, and they are getting more and more, I should say, radical. They support Occupy Central, and they do not support Benny Tai, frankly speaking, I guess, because they think that they are just scholars, and they don't use a revolutionary strategy, and they will end the whole thing peacefully at the end, and this is not proper mean to get to the end they want.
Their bold language has not only attracted thousands of readers, but also attention from the police. In an interview with the New York Times, HK Golden CEO Joe Lam said the police has been requesting user information from him once a month. The arrest recently has raised concern about freedom of speech in the cyber world. Many protesters think the arrest is based on political reasons related to the Occupy movement. Charles Mock is the legislative councillor representing the IT industry. He is organizing an online petition to ask for a review on the current cybercrime law.
Now, there is a trend, a worrying trend that we see in Hong Kong, which is that law enforcement seems to be using certain existing laws to try to limit or try to target certain types of speech on the internet.
The law he was referring to is Crime Ordinance Section 161, which is about access to computer with dishonest intent. It is also the law that the police used to arrest Lee Xiu-ming.
The original intention of the legislation when it was put in place in 1993 was that this law was supposed to be targeting and helping to try to prosecute those people who might be using a computer in preparation for fraud. I believe in the last several years we have seen wider and wider application of prosecution using this section, much wider than the original intent, then I believe this is selective prosecution and it is unfair to the person who happens to be singled out, and making it a sample for the police to come out and say that, don't do this and don't do that, and to try to scare people from doing similar things and cause a chilling effect on others when they are trying to post other messages on the internet.
Despite the chilling effect, HK Golden members always come up with new ideas to define against the government, be it legal or illegal.
One of the idea is to pay $1 more tax, I guess, because say you have to pay about 3,000 HKD this year for your tax payment. However, you pay 3,001, so the government have to mobilize their manpower to refund it for you. Okay, so well, I guess they have quite a lot of strange ideas, but yeah, some are really funny. I guess there's so much fun serving HK Golden Forum.